I didn't really have any expectations about Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts going in because I'd never played the old platforming games on the Nintendo 64. Turns out that didn't really matter because this isn't a platforming game at all. It's actually a weird mishmash of open world action, there's some vehicular stuff in there, it's all mission based, and there's this whole separate vehicle construction component where you collect parts, you can put all these different cars and boats and planes together that have all kinds of weird functionality to them. It's a beautiful game, it's really funny, and it's cheap, so I think this is a game that has something for just about any Xbox 360 owner.
So what became of the bear, the bird, and the witch?
Nuts and Bolts brings back a lot of the characters from the old Banjo-Kazooie games. You've got Bottles and Gruntilda the witch, who's the villain, Humbawamba, Klungo, just a bunch of weird esoteric characters. But it throws them all together in this bizarre, kind of meta-humorous story. It totally breaks down the fourth wall. It's all kind of presided over by this new dude, the Lord of Games. He's basically like this old TV with Pong on the screen, who claims to have invented every video game ever made. So the story basically revolves around Banjo and Gruntilda competing in this new hub world called Showdown Town, where the Lord of Games has basically created all these game worlds that you can go into. And you're basically just collecting jiggies, which are kind of like stars from the Mario games. And you know, once you hit a set number of jiggies, you go off and fight the last boss. So that's pretty typical as these games go. So the place where Nuts and Bolts gets totally crazy is the workshop. The game is all about finding new parts to pull into the workshop and put together into all these bizarre vehicles that you can create. There's no clear distinction between what's a car and what's a boat and what's a plane because they can all kind of do some of everything. It all goes together in this really weird organic kind of Tinker Toy or Lego style way. So if you played with a bunch of those as a kid, you're probably going to get way into tweaking out your vehicles, making them look crazy, and also perform all sorts of weird functions. So there's a ton of different missions in the different game worlds, and the things that they ask you to do are pretty crazily varied. And it's absolutely essential that you go into the workshop and really tweak your vehicles out to kind of meet those demands. There are a lot of stock blueprints available in the game, but you're going to get the best performance by actually getting down in the nitty-gritty of the workshop, slapping all kinds of weird parts on in different places. It's actually really rewarding to kind of step back and see what the mission is about, and then go into the workshop and tweak your vehicle out exactly to those specifications, and you actually see a real difference in the ease with which you can complete the missions when you do that. Now I know what you're thinking, man, I don't want to get into this workshop and spend hours having to fiddle with parts and rotate stuff around and make it fit all together. It's not like that at all. The editor is not daunting in the slightest. I'm not really into that kind of thing in general, but it just grabbed me here because it's so easy to get into. You'll probably find yourself wanting to do that more than you thought. Nuts and Bolts is a game with a ton of personality. All the different presentational aspects kind of come together to form this really bizarre-looking, comical, kind of living, breathing world. There's a lot going on in Showdown Town all the time. All the characters are always running around doing all kinds of goofy stuff. The soundtrack has a really great, jaunty, kind of silly quality to it that really goes along with everything that's happening. And again, more than anything, it's just the quality of the writing that's super dry, really self-aware humor, very referential, very video gamey. That's what I kept coming back to. That's what really endeared the game to me. So Nuts and Bolts is a game that I feel like makes a really compelling argument for itself. It's got this big, expansive open world aspect. It's got the really excellent vehicle creation stuff where you can really see your ingenuity kind of reflected in the performance of what you make. It's really funny, it's really charming, really pretty. It sounds like a pretty good game, right? So how much would you pay for this compelling list of features?
$250,000.
The answer is only $40. Microsoft has decided not to charge the typical full $60 retail price, but I definitely feel like there is $60 worth of game in here. So if you want to get your Banjo on for a pretty budget price and get a lot of value out of the package, check out Nuts and Bolts.